You can absolutely get that dream job. As long as there's breath in your body, honey, there is opportunity. It is never, ever, ever too late. Hey team, welcome to Everyday Career Coach. I'm Career Coach Mo, helping you get the best strategy for your career trajectory. And I started this channel officially today. This is my first upload, and I'm super happy to share information with you guys. I have been in corporate America for over 20 years, and I have seen some things, honey. Not things, things. And I have gone from being a coordinator to an associate to a consultant to a freelancer to a manager to a director, and now I am a vice president in my organization. And so I have learned a lot of wonderful things along the way, and I have experienced some oh hell no, never again moments as well. So I wanted to kind of bring all of those stories to you and hopefully offer some tips and tricks that will help you along your career journey. I was able to start jumping some hurdles within my career much more quicker once I realized I needed to be a lot more strategic and intentional about climbing that corporate ladder and about taking more action and planning within my career. And so, this is what this YouTube channel is about because I think everyone can use a career coach no matter what level or where you're at within your career journey. There's always some tips and tricks to help you along the way. So I've come up with over 100+ topic outlines that I want to share on this journey, and I hope you come with me and you'll subscribe to this channel, as well as I hope to earn your likes and give you some really good information. And if I fail with one YouTube video, I hope you come back and give me another chance. I'm really looking forward to building not just a channel, but a community here for people to find their tribe, to share their stories, their tips and tricks, their lessons learned, what they could have done better, what they wish they would have told themselves back in the day when they were starting on their career journey. So this is all about sharing. So please feel free to talk about these topics in the comments, to share your tips and tricks as well. And hopefully people can continue to come back and see if they can use what we have here to really enhance and move up within that journey. So let us begin with what are the 6 takeaways that you need to do in order to create and find and get your dream job. Now, I just want to make sure that we're all clear that I understand a lot of us within this pandemic is in survival mode. And, thinking about dream job may be, in the back of your mind, but it might be on pause because you're all about what do I need to do to make sure I have this roof over my head and this food in my mouth and my belly and I'm taking care of my family. And I totally get that, but there's still some great takeaways that you can get from this video that's going to help you even do the little things that can hopefully move mountains later and set you up for a great comeback. Because remember, this is just a moment in your life, not the destination. And so I think the first tip has to be you have to understand what exactly is your career goal. What is it that is the dream job? What are you trying to get to? What does that look like? What's the title? Who currently do you know that's in that dream job that can help you? And you have to write it down. Now, I'm a paper person, but I know a lot of people write stuff down just using their computer or their phone, and that's fine. But you have to have it somewhere where it's visible and you can see it every single day, because you have to see it in order to believe it. And you have to understand what are those requirements of that dream job. So it's not just about, oh, I want to be X, Y, and Z. It's about what does it take? What are the requirements and qualifications? What do I have? What do I don't have? Where are the gaps? And what do I need to do in order to close those gaps so I can be on that journey? So start looking at job advertisements about that particular dream job. And if you're an entrepreneur, what are some entrepreneurs that are already doing what you're doing? Do they have social media pages? Do they have books? Do they have articles and blogs that you can start following so that you can kind of glean from them what are some things that you need to be doing right now within your life? Research, research, research is the first tip. Understanding exactly what is that dream job and what does it take for you to get there. Point number 2 on your journey to getting your dream job is determine what your skill set is. So once you figure out what the qualifications and the requirements are for that particular job, do you have that experience? Does anything that you're doing right now within your current job can complement what those requirements and experiences needed are? If not, is there something within your organization that you can start doing? Any other additional roles and responsibilities you can either pivot into, or you can just ask for those responsibilities on your plate so you can get those qualifications. And if your current job has nothing to do with your dream job, then that means you're going to have to put a little bit more work in action after work to start looking at what are the online courses that you can start taking, what are the associations you can start joining that where that dream job and those titles really congregate at, and so you can start networking and figuring out from that particular standpoint. You also need to understand, are you comfortable with pivoting? Just because now you don't necessarily have all of those skills and requirements does not mean that you can't get them, but that's going to take a little bit of extra work. And do you have the energy and do you have the time to do that? And if not, can you plan out a little bit of time every day to put you in baby steps to get you on the right path to that journey? So you have to understand, what are your current skill sets? What are the gaps? What's missing? And what do you need to do to close those gaps? Point number 3, and this is a big one. Do not get stuck in thinking you have to follow the traditional career path to your dream job. You know, sometimes we do all of this schooling, we do all of this work, we're in this particular job, we realize this is not the dream job for us and we want to change. And just because you might have to start from scratch does not mean you have to start from the bottom. You really just have to figure out, how can you do a side hustle of learning what you need to learn in order to get you on the right path of your dream job. A pivot can happen. It happens to so many people. So many people can't do it, but you got to be really strategic, and you really have to plan out the time, the opportunity, what your needs are, and how you're going to get there. And you're only going to do that. It can't live in your brain. It has to be written down on a piece of paper. It has to be followed. It has to become a checklist for you. You do not have to do what everyone else does in order to get to that dream job, but you do have to figure out what those qualifications and requirements are so that you can piece this together and make your own opportunity for your dream job. Number 4 is all about networking, but I just want to kind of share that networking is not necessarily what you've been taught networking has to be about. Networking is all about what at least I was taught, is you go to these different events, you're talking small talk to a bunch of people, you're sharing business cards, and hopefully out of all of that work and all of that energy, you get one person that's going to want to pay attention to you. And that's not necessarily how real networking really works. It's not about you being in a room with 1,000 people. It's about you finding the most impactful person or people that can help you on your career journey. But it's not a one-way street. You have to be showcasing and adding some value to their life as well. It takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of energy. Like I said, I mentor a lot of people right now, and it is a lot of your time. And a lot of those people do add a lot of value as well as into my life. So what you can do is start with a list of 10. Who are the 10 people you really want to connect with? And you might not even know these people right now. And believe me, I know a lot of people do not like to network. A lot of people don't even like people like that. And I completely get it. A lot of people are shy, or their networking journey just has been very difficult. And if you're one of those people that has had a difficult time with trying to figure out how to network, write that in the comments below. And if you figured out the best way for you, share some tips in the comments to help other people. Also, if you haven't and you're still kind of struggling with that, let other people know, like, there is a tribe out there. We all are going through the same thing. You are not the only one. But I completely get it. Networking seems tedious. It seems like it's a lot of work. It seems like you got to talk to a lot of strangers. And it's really about being very strategic with your networking. So put your list of 10 people, even if you don't have any names. What are the 10 titles? And remember, a corporate ladder is exactly that. It's a ladder. So if you're saying, I want to become a CEO, and you don't know anyone in the network in the CEO, you're probably not going to just reach out to strangers who are CEOs, and they're going to want to connect with you. It's a ladder. So you might be at step 1 of that ladder, CEOs at step 10. But guess what? There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 other steps that need to be taken before you can get there. So figure out, What are the type of people and job titles in step 2 and 4 and 7 and 9? And is there a way for you to kind of connect with those people? And so you need to start targeting them. And LinkedIn is a great way to do that. And I'm not saying just blanketly send random emails to people on LinkedIn. What you need to do is say, okay, these are the people that I know are in my area. These are the people with the titles that I think are great to connect to. What type of groups do they belong to? Do they belong to any LinkedIn groups where I can kind of pivot into that and then kind of connect with them there? Do they belong to any associations that I need to start belonging to? Really start looking at LinkedIn as a very strong tool, because this is basically millions of resumes right in front of you, and millions of people with their actual full names that you can probably connect to. I've connected to several people who reached out to me on LinkedIn just for networking opportunities, and I've been happy to do that because we've been sharing information. It's just shared experience. And also, you have to share that this is what you're kind of looking for. Talk to family, friends, former coworkers, current coworkers whom I can introduce you to certain people that would make sense for you to have within your network. Now, I'm not just talking about you going down and talking to your cousin and who has nothing to do with the corporate world and saying this is what you're trying to do. That's just a waste of breath. I'm talking about about people who have some type of access to some other leaders or people within corporate leadership environments that can offer you some opportunities or just advice. And then you have to offer them something back in return. Maybe you can help them with planning something, coordinating something, research something that will help them get back their time. It's really about having a shared experience. So when you're looking to network, make your list small, make your list targeted, and make sure you're offering something in return. Number 5, and this is another important tip, is to tailor your resume to your dream job. I am a hiring manager, and I can't tell you how many times I've posted jobs and people have sent their resume with skills and qualifications that have nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the job. And it's basically just a waste of time, and it usually gets tossed for the simple fact that you're not showing that employer or that hiring manager why you would be the best candidate for the job if you're just sending random resumes. So once you start getting your qualifications together bit by bit and your experience, and you're starting to see results, put that in your resume. Make sure when you're reading those job descriptions, you're absolutely putting your skills and showcasing your skills match those particular requirements. And understand that everything is not a 0 to 100 situation. So if you're saying you want to be a vice president of an organization and you're a coordinator right now, that's not the biggest leap that's going to be in front of you. There are certain steps you need to understand that you need to take before you get to that. And I'm not saying that sometimes you don't have the blessings or the luck to do those big jumps, but usually it is a very step laddered approach to move up into your job. So I know there's some people that always say just apply anyway, even if you don't have the experience. I don't necessarily think that's the best advice. I think you really should apply, but make sure that that resume matches those requirements and it is tailored to those requirements, because that's going to showcase to the employer you know exactly what's needed for the job and you're the best person for that. And my last tip, number 6, is to always make sure that you are 100% continuing to be in learning mode. You will forever be a student. I don't care if you graduate from school with a master's, a PhD, a bachelor's, or what have you, there is still always something to learn. It is always something new that is coming out. The market is forever changing and evolving. There's always a new technology, and you have to always be in discovery mode. So making sure that you're staying on top of that through online courses, making sure you are kind of joining some associations or at least seeing what's the latest and the greatest in skills that you need to make sure that you're having. And you're going to make sure you're always updating your resume in that particular way and showing that you are a learner, you like to grow, you're always looking to evolve, you know that you need to do more, and really kind of showcasing that in the resume that you're putting together. Never think you know enough. It is never, ever enough. As a leader, for me, I still to this day look up YouTube videos or even read books or take online courses that have everything to do with leadership. When you start getting into those particular roles, people just put the title manager on you, but they don't necessarily show you how to be a manager. They don't necessarily show you how to manage people, and people are the hardest thing to manage, believe me. And so you always have to be in discovery mode and looking to learn what are those tips and tricks you need to be incorporating in your career journey. So 100% always be a student, always look to learn and evolve your skill set, and always be on that discovery journey. So, those are my 6 takeaways on how you can get your dream job. You cannot pray or wish your dream job just to happen. You have to put a lot of action and planning behind that, but it can 100% be yours. Now, you might be asking, well, do you have your Coach Mo? Do you have your dream job? And I absolutely do, but my dream job keeps evolving. I'm always growing, and what I wanted to do at 20 is not what I wanted to do at 30, which is not what I wanted to necessarily do at 40. I kept getting bigger and bigger and dreaming bigger and bigger with each year passing within my corporate career journey. So, am I currently in my dream job right at this moment? Yes. Will there or possibly be there another dream job that I'm going to be thinking up or thinking bigger? Absolutely. And I'm all open to doing that. So just remember, everything is just not, I've reached this pinnacle and it's done. It's never done. You're forever on that journey because you're forever always evolving, and what you like will always be different, and that's okay. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change what you think you wanted your dream job to be, and it's okay to move on. Now, if you had a dream job in mind once upon a time and then it completely changed, share that in the comments. Let's see what you're talking about, what you want your dream job to be, what you thought your dream job should be, and now it's something different. Showcase that it is normal to change and to evolve and think different. So I hope that these tips really will help you on your dream job journey. Please don't forget to click subscribe. I hope I earned your like today, and if I didn't, I hope you come back and give me another chance. So thanks a lot, and I hope you have a great day. Everyday Career Coach Mo right here with you. Bye.